You know how it goes. Guy Williams killing Christianity. At least trying to. Tell you this. Guy Williams hates Christianity. A fucking passion. Let's see. Fucking passion. Alright. It works. Alright. I'm so like it's really scary what's happening. And it's like it's that insecure, ignorant arrogance that is to allow the worst situation to succeed. I mean, it's so fucking crazy how this is playing out in that, you know, they have us so against each other. I cannot believe, you know what, it really must just be their, you know, it's just part of their thing. It has to be. Because the amount of you know, angry little dick white guys that are suddenly the biggest government supporters you can imagine. Oh yeah, ICE is justified, and like, that's not real. That can't be real. You know, those people can't really be out there doing that. Like, don't get me wrong. I do know that there are some, you know, little dick white guys that will, in fact, do that kind of shit, right? They'll say they'll do all kinds of horrible things. I know that. But for it to be any sort of minority is just weird. And it's crazy how, because white male Christianity has been the scapegoat for everything that's wrong. You know, it's like the white male Christians have been the ones that we were told, you know, made the laws and oppressed the gays and oppressed the blacks and oppressed the women. And we've been taught to believe that. And like I get it on this feed sometimes where people will be like, what are you talking about, dude? You're white. Like, being white would prevent somebody from speaking against what white people are doing or experiencing or whatever. Like, shouldn't the white people be the ones speaking out the loudest? But the way that they have manipulated things over the years, you know, it's like, of course, the people that fight for gay rights are going to see, you know, have some camaraderie with the people fighting against ICE, or the people, you know, fighting for freedom. For, you know, if you fought for one little piece of freedom, then, and that's truly who you are, then you see all freedom. You fight for all freedom. And so you end up having the same people that go to gay pride parades, and the same people that are the, you know, blue-haired girls, and the, you know, the women that nobody wants to date kind of shit. Those same women are going to be at the ICE protests. And so it you know, it touches on it brings all of these things that threaten white male Christianity, you know, threaten it from all sides. So then it creates this perfect storm where normal people who, you know, speak out against the government, or, you know, definitely don't support some white broad being shot in the face, they're now defending ICE. What's up, Augo? And it's just shocking. It's shocking. It's not surprising. You know, it's what I've been trying to tell you guys for such a long time. It's crazy that you have been. Stop it. It's crazy that you've chosen to remain so blind for such a long time. And now suddenly we're here in this, this is that thing that I always say, like, this is how this always works. People will care, but not like enough to do something about it until it has to do with them. Once it has to do with them, then they suddenly give a shit. Once they start to feel threatened, like which is happening with ICE. If you're an American citizen and if you're not feeling threatened by now, you're just not paying attention. You should absolutely be terrified by what you're seeing, what's happening, what they're doing to your fellow Goyim right out in the open. Like, it should bug you. It doesn't enough, but it should. And yet, because they've attached racism and, like, I don't know. It's a really strange thing. And I don't even try to get, like, to me, I see it as the psyop. I see the whole Minnesota thing as a psyop. And I know, it's like I talk about the Israel stuff so much because the Israel stuff is the most open, obvious connection to the real problem. But even the Israel stuff is a it's a distraction. If you're talking about Israel, if you're talking about Zionism, you're distracted. You're talking about the things they want you to talk about. You see, or I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't understand the loyalty to Christianity. That's it. That's the words I'm looking for. I don't understand the loyalty to Christianity. Why are you so loyal to Christianity? What has it done to earn such loyalty? If there was literally a human being in your life that every single day you asked it to do the most basic things, just help me out, just do this, just do that, and it refused, it didn't do anything. Every once in a while, something coincidentally works out. But for the most part, that person just never even answers you, right? You wouldn't have loyalty to that person. It's not loyalty. It's not brainwashing. It's faith, right, dummy? That's what you're going to say? Faith? Your boy, Leo Ago, Sean, is a fucking weirdo. It's weird. No, moron. Let's see how good Christians respond to being challenged. Let's see if they handle it like you would assume good Christians would. Or if they immediately get really defensive and start attacking and name calling and shit talking like they always do. Let's see. Hi from Carol. Hi from Carol. Hi from Carol. Yep, we got good old Robin here over and over again. Same dumbass people. It's not even like they say, dude, you're wrong. Check this out. This'll prove it. Hey, dude, you're wrong. Have you read this? Hey, what about this chapter, this verse, this? They never say anything. They just continuously prove my point. They're really dumb, especially the females, right? You females and your loyalty to this bullshit is just insane. Why would you be? What part in the Bible is like, yeah, that's good. That really makes women look good. You prove the only point. Mm-hmm. There's more bullshit. Let's see what. Let's see what other good shit you guys have to say. So you prove what? Consistently, I prove how stupid Christians are, how arrogant you are, and that arrogance is the lifeblood of all of this shit, of all of the distraction and all that shit is all based on your own ignorant arrogance. I prove it constantly. Yup, now it's illogical ramblings. Gee, the rambling comment. Have you guys noticed that one lately? We have ourselves a friar, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Let's just check. Oh, wow. This 2 years, 252 subscribers. How do you have so many subscribers and you're not very good at this? How come you can't come up with any reasonable arguments? And this is what I'm saying. You're going to prove the point. You are the one that proves my point. I just allow you to. I provide you the platform. I am your God in this environment. And I allow you to come on here and consistently prove how stupid Christians have to be. Right? Look at Christian. The Christian doesn't come in here and try to engage, try to, educate. They're making excuses now. Yep. I only have one brain cell. That must be it. Then you would think it would be easier to debunk what I'm saying. Yeah, went off topic, all right. Loyalty to Christianity. I've gotten way off course with that. But see what I mean? And then, of course, the dumbass says bong, right? Because they always say bong. Like, these are the little giveaways, right? You have to check out the giveaways. Now, see, this person, on the other hand, has 14 years joined and has 1 subscriber. That's very standard bot bullshit, narrative. But I mean, at this point, it's like, there's not even, like, engage with the comment section, sure, but when the comment section doesn't say anything of merit, what's the point? I'm supposed to read all this crybaby. It's my fault that they can't answer questions. It's my fault. They can say all of the other dumb shit that they say. Whether I'll listen to it or whether I believe it or whatever, that doesn't matter. That doesn't stop them from all the dumbass shit they say. But when you ask them for any sort of truth, ask them to elaborate, ask them to explain, ask them for, some sort of understanding as to even why they're here to begin with, they just fall apart. It turns into somehow, apparently, I'm the most entertaining thing in the world. 8 in the morning, Monday morning, they got nothing else going on. They're here. They could literally watch anything else and they're here, crying, begging for attention. And you're a lot better with the protest. At least Alex and Renee got what was coming to them for being criminals. See what I mean? Do you see how disgusting they've made? And again, I don't really believe these people. I don't believe, joined 2 years ago, no subscribers. I don't believe the majority of these people coming through that are like advocating for the killing of civilians. Like, it's just so stupid, but then so are the narratives that we're being given. Yep, go ahead and laugh at me. You laugh at the person that thinks we should kill pedos. You're awesome. You laugh at the person that thinks we should overthrow the Jews and the religious control. Yeah, keep laughing. Look at this. 14 years and a month. What is the purpose? He obviously needs something. Look at this shit. Again, not one of these fucking clowns can engage on any of it. Not one of them is like, yeah, we should kill pedos. Not one of them is like, yeah, we should overthrow these systems. Nothing. They're here and clearly they're mad at what I'm saying, but they also won't address what's being said. It's such an interesting thing how this works. And these are the Christians, right? These are your Christians, or at least the people that claim to be Christians. Most of them are either Israeli bots or Israelis or Jews. But I do think that there are Christians that find their way on here, get spanked around a little bit, and then they leave. But it's so interesting to see this shit. Oh yeah, you're right. Thanks. I need to do that. I'm not sure what song you want me to play, but I need to put some music on in the background. I almost forgot. Thank you for pointing that out. Besides, we need to start doing the investigation anyway. So let's do that. Yeah. I'm trying to find that link, trying to find that thing that I can get that will override people's chosen stupidity. Right? Supporting what they claim to hate. Not sure what you're even talking about. No. Me scoozy.
The suicide pilot's now seen as the norm. My shoes show my mileage, my soul is worn. Why hold on to the why when the hows were born? My girlfriend's name is Roxy. She rocks me, I'm a kid. She has me all knock me my socks off like Stu Bayless. No, that dude's such a racist.
He picked O'Connor over Floyd.
And his opinion's more than baseless.
He said take Trump, for example. Society hyped him up, hated him, then hyped him up again. Now people don't know what to think about him. I don't think that's a thing. I don't know anybody that actually supports Trump. Right? I think we get shown shit like that, and I just think the average person underestimates the system. You underestimate what our system is capable of doing, of showing to us, of being. You don't think it's possible that our system could manufacture all of the things that we see on TV. You don't think it's possible that our system could manufacture these shootings, these ICE shootings. You think it's all just, we're all just a bunch of chickens with our heads cut off running around, right? But you don't bother to look. I mean, the craziest part is how many of you claim to, quote, believe in something or support something, and yet you know nothing about it. When it comes to Christianity, the vast majority of you believe, you side with this shit because of, irrational fear that was programmed with. You don't do it out of love. But it's this irrational fear that's been put on you since you were a child, which is why it comes out in such childish ways. This dog has to want to come back in. It's so cold. Yeah, you're not staying out here, are you? Come on. You really gonna do it? Okay. Christianity contradicts itself. It does. It's really. I mean, it's like it's dumb. That's the thing that's so strange to me, is like it's really a dumb story. And it's so dumb that if you hear the story said by anyone else, you say that's dumb. Right? You won't, you're not cool with anybody else's almost exact same version of your story. You know? The Muslims believe almost the exact same thing. The narrative's a little different, the characters are different. But it's really just the same sort of nonsense. So much so that all three, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, are considered Abrahamic religions. It's really weird. World's popularity contest. Where most where most people are screwed up themselves, like better. Yeah, but I think again, I think most people are afraid. It's weird. It's this combination of fear and arrogance. It's I always call it insecure arrogance. Ignorant, insecure arrogance. It drives the world. You know. I don't know why I believe something, but you better believe the same thing, because if you start making me question that thing, I'm gonna attack you. It's such a weird experience, and it happens 100% of the time. It doesn't matter which sky daddy that people believe in. By the way, if you're watching, please share, comment, or like, share, and sub. They shut my shit down. The censorship is outrageous. I mean, unless you think somebody with 2,500 subscribers has a video going with 6 likes and 3 viewers that makes sense, then don't do anything. Let's look up Abraham, shall we? Abraham. Abraham, originally Abram, but he built the God phone, and God was like, "You are gonna have a kid," and he was like, "What? Dude, I'm like 90 something, and my wife's the same age." And God's like, "Yeah, well, you know how you were called Abram your whole life? Now you're Abraham. Your wife, she was Sarai, now she's Sarah, and she's gonna give birth. Oh, and everything from here to there is yours. Go ahead, tell the people." And apparently, that's what they did. He was like, "Okay," and then he went and told the people, "Hey, I built the God phone. God said this is all mine," and everybody was like, "Okay, I don't have any issues with that, dude. Why don't I give you money and you know mutilate my child for your benefit, or because you say so?" Abraham, originally Abram, is the common Hebrew patriarch of the Abrahamic religions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. In Judaism, he is the founding father who began the covenantal relationship between the Jewish people and God. He's the reason why everyone circumcises. Right? Mary cheated on Joseph. The whole narrative is dumb. First of all, Mary would have been about 13 or 14 in biblical times. Come on. And she was married to Joseph at the time, so why wouldn't they have consummated the relationship? But she was 14, yeah. Like and subscribe. You are correct. They should like and subscribe. In Christianity, he is the spiritual progenitor of all believers, whether Jewish or non-Jewish. He is the progenitor. A progenitor is a direct ancestor, forefather, or the founder of a family line, dynasty, or group. So according to Christians, he is the spiritual founder of everything, of all believers. Do you not see how crazy this is? And in Islam, he is the link in the chain of Islamic prophets that begins with Adam and culminates in Muhammad. Abraham is also revered in other Abrahamic religions, such as Baha'i faith and the Druze faith. Abraham casting out Hagar and Ishmael in 1657. Somebody painted this in 1657 in ways that we can't actually figure out or replicate today because, the brushstrokes can't be seen. The layers of paint can't be, aren't there. It's really a strange thing.
Yes.
But shh, don't ask those questions. May I know why you believe Christianity is the truth? No. No, you may not know because that's not a thing. I don't know where you would even begin to get that from. I would think the man who spins in circles gets dizzy. If you walk in a circle or in a circular pattern and that makes you dizzy, you should probably go see a doctor. What do you mean? Like, who is dumb enough to see the title of this video and think that I believe Christianity is the truth? It's a really, desperate reach there. So he was born in Avram, 1948 AM. You are of Chaldees, Mesopotamia, and he died at 21:23 a.m. Cave of Machpelah, Hebron, Canaan. So his dates are in Hebrew. His born and death dates are in Hebrew. How the fuck am I supposed to know what that translates to? Because, in Israel, it's the year 5,575 or something like that. Yeah, the last number is the same. So if it's a 5 here, it's a 5 there. It's really a strange thought. They have their own calendar. It's completely different. It's completely foreign to us. It's so weird. What faith are you? Oh, I'm a Gaianist. I subscribe to Gaialism.
Marijuana saves lives.
Namesake of the spouse is Sarah, Hagar, and a concubine, and Keturah. So he had 3 wives. Children, oldest to youngest. Ishmael with Hagar, Isaac with Sarah, Zimran with Keturah, Jokshan with Keturah, Midian with Keturah, Ishbak with Keturah, and Shua with Keturah. They're all sons. His parents were Terah, the father, and Amathala, Amathli, I don't know, the mother. Oh, my son is going up to be a doctor. Yeah, we're very proud of him. Yeah, he's he's worked hard with the opportunities that he's been given. But yeah, he's gonna be a doctor. I think he's in the top 10 of his class. Oh yeah. Well, my son is going to be the father of all faith religions throughout all of history.
What do you know? I'm allowed to be drunk, yet plants fight to be legal. With all of the junk they stop and are drunk, then blame it free will. How does someone believe it can trust to
Am
be
I single? Are you on a date?
forever smartest people? The pot's calling the kettle.
Look at this shit. Hi from Carol in England with the Jaime profile.
Okay, so
Jaime.
switching the style,
He is known for the namesake of the Abrahamic religions, traditional founder of the Jewish nation, spiritual ancestor of Christians, and major Islamic prophet, manifestation of God, and the originator of the monotheistic faith in Baha'i faith, third spokesman, prophet of Druze. So, isn't it strange that, like, in the Bible, because the Bible is all a bunch of Jewish fairy tales and all of the characters in the Bible are Jewish? Hola, mi amiga. Don't forget I need that. There you go.
and we're sick of your nonsense. Your game isn't fun. It's like blaming the sun for shining.
Do I have tea left? Why do you think I'm allowed to be drunk? With all of the junk they stuff in a trunk and blame it on my free will. How it's always been control and supersede. Smartest people. Shit's fucking great.
Is this too hard to follow? Am I not blunt enough? Like the pills we're made to swallow. It's time we call your obvious price. These officials are officially
Oh,
whores dressed in expensive suits. Their practices are practically nuts, and we're bored being unwilling recruits. Board experiments and spoofs where
it's
Goyim
crazy the kids don't have school yet again.
acting like there's two
There's been a lot of school closings this year due to weather. And that doesn't happen. They try to avoid that shit.
it's not
Anyway, the story of the life of Abraham.
on the pot. You can't demand improvement when you stall your kids with shots, then get mad because they're not the kid they were before. It's all a great big plot, and a lot of it is sure to be anything but pure in actions and intentions.
The story of the life of Abraham, as told in the narrative of the book of Genesis in the Hebrew Bible, revolves around the themes of posterity and land. He is said to have been called by God to leave the house of his father Terah and settle in the land of Canaan, which God now promises to Abraham and his progeny. Progeny, I assume, is his following his people. His progeny refers to the offspring, descendants, or young of a person, animal, or plant. I want to give you guys the exact definitions of the words that most people don't use. I found your doppelganger. Gotcha. I never have, but you have. Gotcha. Nobody looks like me. This promise is subsequently inherited by Isaac, Abraham's son, by his wife Sarah, while Isaac's half-brother Ishmael is also promised that he will be the founder of a great nation. Do you think people know that when they name their daughter Sarah? Do you think they know that they're naming their daughter the Jewish prophet? You know, that they're naming their daughter Abraham's wife?
Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You like to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you?
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Abraham purchases a tomb, the cave of the patriarchs at Hebron, to be Sarah's grave, thus establishing his right to the land, and in the second generation, his heir Isaac is married to a woman from his own kin to earn his parents' approval. Like, think about it. Think about all the shit you always hear about how awful the Muslim beliefs are, and how, Muhammad's wife was 4 or 5 or whatever. And you hear these stories, these horrible stories about Islam all the time. But the crazy shit in that has to do with Judaism never comes out. And a lot of the Christian stuff, just it flies under the radar. And since, like, this, the craziest part is, like, if you're studying Christianity, you're studying a small part of Judaism, but you're still studying both. But if you're studying Judaism, it's a much bigger thing, but it covers all of Christianity. Like, it's all the same. Right? Let's see. Abraham later marries Keturah and has 6 more sons, but on his death, when he is buried beside Sarah, it is Isaac who receives, quote, all of Abraham's goods, while the other sons receive only gifts. Most scholars view the patriarchal age, or the patriarchal, is that my saying? Patriarchal? Yeah. Age, along with the Exodus and the period of the biblical judges, as a late literary construct that does not relate to any part or to any particular historical era. Did you just hear that? Most scholars view the patriarchal age, along with the Exodus and the period of the biblical judges, as a late literary construct that does not relate to any particular historical era. You will see that constantly when you study the Bible. Outside of the Bible, and I believe Wikipedia to be the best source because it's the number one source of information. It's the source that we all have access to, and it's completely controlled by Israel, so that everything written is balanced and Zionist in nature. So it might not be 100% true, but it's 100% the truth they want us to know. It is largely concluded that the Torah, the series of books that includes Genesis, was composed during the Persian period as a result of tensions between Jewish landowners who had stayed in Judah during the Babylonian captivity and traced their right to the land through their father Abraham, and the returning exiles who based their counterclaim on Moses and the Exodus tradition of the Israelites. So it's all bullshit. It's just all bullshit. This is why it's always so weird to me, is because, like, I give you guys the chance, right? I give the opportunity, I give the narrative. I don't know it. I mean, I know of it, I know bits of it, but I don't actually know it. And so every time I do this, every time I come to one of these pages and I go at it naked. I've never read it before. I don't know what it says. It could absolutely say everything, and I go, wow, man, this is fucking true. I guess I'm just wrong here. This all makes total sense, and it's all explainable. And yeah, you know what? I've been wrong. That could happen at any point. It's never happened, right? It's never been something where I've looked into something like this and had anything even remotely close to like a breakthrough happen or something. It's always like I always look at this and I'm just shocked that people still believe this bullshit. How is it that people still believe all of this bullshit? It's so insultingly stupid. Like that's the worst part. It's like you don't feel stupid reading this? You don't feel stupid at church? Seriously. You know, you're supposed to feel humble, right? But are you sure that's not stupid? You're mixing up humility with fucking shame. You feel shame that you could be tricked into believing such obvious bullshit. You have to want to believe it like hypnosis. Yeah, you know, I have yet to have any provable experience that, you know, I can shut you off through hypnosis and I can you know, bark like a chicken. You know, I I I I just don't think that's a thing. Maybe it is, but I think you can have thoughts implanted in your head. You can have hypnotic suggestions and all that shit. But do I think that, you know, woo, and you go to sleep? No. Look at how many people make fake profiles for some dude that has 4 viewers. Oliver Closeoff, what's up? Seriously, you would think I'm this hugely popular, you know, influencer. The way that I am interfered with, you know, they're like if you watch other truthers, there will be shit talkers, no doubt, but the shit talkers will address the things being said. With me, it's never any. Look at this little bitty cop and a big dude, and the cop's trying to be you know, the cop is being, you know, he's got little man complex. This guy whoops the shit out of these cops, man. It's crazy. Boom. Fat. Why are fat old men allowed to be cops? How does he pass the physical requirements it takes to be a cop? Can anybody tell me that shit? Why aren't there physical? Oh, he's just spraying the shit out of the whole room. They're all getting it. Why aren't there physical requirements to be a police officer? You know, I don't understand that shit. I think this goes with the female thing. I don't think, you know, big fat ass dudes who can't run 20 feet should be allowed to be cops. Patrolmen. Maybe they have great instincts and shit like that. Maybe, but as soon as somebody can get away from you, they become a liability to everybody. They become a danger to everyone. You know. So when they once they get away from the cop, it's not like everything's like okay, back to normal. Now they're in panic mode. And if they've already broken free from cops, they're willing to do crazy shit to maintain their freedom. And they've already made it much worse. So, you know, going down without a fight is foolish, and hurting you is not something that they're opposed to doing. Oliver Closeoff. You finally caught that one? All right, the Abraham cycle. The Abraham cycle, Genesis 11:27 through Genesis 25:11, unfolds as a narrative of mounting tension centered on the conflict between God's promise to Abram, the promise that Abram would father a lineage and become the ancestor of numerous nations. So, and a succession of crises that jeopardize this divine commitment. I mean, just think about this. God is in debt to this man for what? Why does God owe Abraham anything? It's God.
I'm sick of this shit. And through all of this shit, my ship lip sinks.
All right. Shame. Again, how did this shame become such a common, like, we've all seen in these videos recently, so now people are just saying it like it's no big deal. Like, they've been saying it.
Feels the same.
So weird.
This is my bad. I dedicate this to my wife.
But weed's legal,
Daughters out there.
so you can smoke it outside, and I would if it wasn't yuck outside.
So this is the ultimate challenge. Write a cool song about rape. What requires the wealth of my talent has all of the wrath of my grapes. But with this one, the stakes
So again, there's a conflict because God has a commitment to Abraham that he hasn't fulfilled yet. That's so weird, and he's being held to that by Abram. I always wanted to do like dab pens. I've always wanted to do you like dab pens. Do I like? No. No, weed is great. Weed, it's like titties, man. You don't need to make them fake. Even if they're small, they can still be nice. You know, you definitely don't need to put tattoos on them. Please, women, don't put tattoos on your boobs. They're so beautiful. They don't need any accoutrement. They don't need anything. Just leave your titties alone. Let them just be beautiful titties. And it's the same thing with weed. Weed is great. I don't need to use some butane extraction method. Don't worry, it gets out 99.7% of the butane. So there's still 0.3% left. And that's every single hit, every single time, over and over. You don't think that builds up? We've got a Jesus is King, dumbass. Look, dumbass says something stupid, gets addressed, and then instantly reverts into Jesus is King. It's amazing. What's your favorite music? You have a favorite music? I couldn't even, like, my top 10 albums is like 100 albums. You know, and I can't, that thought of like, you lost on an island and you only have 5 CDs that you can play because you somehow have power. Like, what CDs would you take? I don't fucking know. I definitely want access to www.the-bilderberg, bilderberg-group.com, where it's all free to download. It's like one giant album, so I guess that'd be cool. Breathing canisters are also lubricated, so you're always getting a combination, getting contamination. Same with propane. I mean, again, Why would you need, like, I hate vape pens. I hate all that shit. We have no idea what vaping is going to do to people in 30 years. We have no idea, you know. People forget that
See, I'm trying to be clever, yet not be far too graphic, but these letters sent will never
in
hit the
early
printer of the postbag.
2019,
Since
before we all got scared by
becomes the
COVID,
issue compound daily, and
and right at the time where, like, this is before we were supposed to focus on Epstein. This is when we were supposed to be focused on Michael Jackson and Neverland Ranch, remember? They somehow, for some whatever reason, vitamin E oil was being put into vape canisters all over the place, vape cartridges, as like the carrier oil. And it had never been that way before. Nobody seems to know why suddenly everybody just started using this oil instead of the regular shit that they've been using. Not to mention, they knew vitamin E oil was not good for you to vape. And so we were supposed to be scared of measles, if you guys remember. They tried to say, hey, there's measles, everybody needs to run out and get vaccinated because of measles. And people just sort of laughed. And they were like, yeah, but, you know, there are 1,200 cases out of these two small connected Jewish neighborhoods in Philadelphia or New York or whatever. Those two small neighborhoods are the epicenter, and they hold like 90% of the cases. But you need to run out and go get vaccinated right away. And people were like, what? Dude, my grandmother had measles and German measles. She was fine. And once a woman has measles and fights it off, when she has children, she passes that immunity on to the children. However, if she gets the shots, if she gets the fake, the fake version, she doesn't pass on the immunity.
Here you go. Now share it.
Fun fact.
I'm having a hard time starting this one. Again, the subject is just too atrocious. I still have to use rhymes.
The whole thing is fucking stupid. Oh, so suddenly this new thing starts coming out of nowhere called popcorn lung, remember? And everybody's freaking out. And there was this kid here in Michigan, chosen, of course, or at least looked chosen, but maybe didn't have the standard chosen. I can't remember, but suddenly this story is nationwide that this kid here in Michigan is being transferred to U of M so he can get a double lung transplant because he was vaping. And I remember thinking, how does he just get to skip the line? I'm sure there are lots of people that are in line for those lung transplants. Why would this kid just suddenly bypass all of those people who have been like... People don't understand. If you're on a waiting list for an organ, they want to make sure that you're the best person for that organ. So they test you, they put you through the rigmarole, they make sure you don't have anything in your system. The people that have something happen to them naturally or through an accident always have priority over the people who did it to themselves. So if you smoked or whatever, you are on the lowest rung of the priority, especially compared to like non-smokers who, happen to be near you or whatever. So the idea that this kid can just somehow bypass everyone else, I thought was strange. It was a big deal story, and then it sort of went away for a little bit as the popcorn lung story started wavering. But then a couple of weeks later, the news has to do another story because they're like, we didn't tell you this the first time, but there are people that are saying that they've seen this young man out, not only like riding his bike and doing shit, but also continuing to vape since the story was first published. And we're here to say that is absolutely not what they're saying. He actually has a twin brother. And his twin brother didn't want to take his opportunity to get his, 15 seconds of fame and be here today and be like, yeah, it was me. Please stop, hounding my brother or whatever. Like, he didn't do any, he decided not to show up that day. But if you had seen this guy on TV, or if you had seen this guy out and about after you saw him on, you were seeing his twin brother. And he's like, look, I have the scars, which, we all know makeup is makeup. But that's how this shit works. It's like the Challenger people, you know. Two of the Challenger astronauts had twin brothers. The Challenger thing is the Challenger thing is like, okay, so speaking of doppelgangers, right? The idea that the Challenger people have been basically found either still having the same name or having a very similar name, working in basically the same fields, and two of them have twin brothers that they blame it on. Oh, sorry, baby girl, almost dropped a phone on you. Two of them have twin brothers that they blame it on. I guess they're fucking up the stream suddenly. But you cannot believe. But you cannot believe me or agree with me on anything. That's fine. How do you see the story of the Challenger astronauts still being alive and chalk it all up to coincidence? All of it. If there was like two of them, maybe even three, you could say, wow, it's coincidental that every single one of them, same names, like age progression wise, they fit. Again, we're like, how could we possibly be so different that you just think that's no big deal? Let's see. Let me show you the best weed and hash I ever had. Highly recommend growing your own. Absolutely. Weed grown by the sun is the best kind of weed. It's not even a question. Like, it's crazy that they've tricked us into thinking that this Frankenstein weed that they create, that they grow under false lights and all that, that's the best. And it's because magazines like High Times, published premature pictures of bud for years and told people this is what it's supposed to be and this is the best because it's this, and but it's like have you ever had a tomato? You ever had a tomato that was grown hydroponically, or that whatever, that was better than a tomato out of your garden? It's not even close. Like, it's not even close. The flavor is better, the color is better, the texture is better, it's juicier, it's more fulfilling. It's you can feel the goodness of it. And if you're somebody that hates tomatoes, good luck with that cancer, buddy. If you grow outdoors, I mean, you should be able to grow enough for the whole year. I know a few people that do it. It's why I'm in the position I'm in, because everybody just grows so much. And it doesn't take very much. You only need a few plants. Plants can be huge. Fucking 15 feet tall. I've made a few videos in my friends' gardens during harvest, and you can see giant monster plants behind them. It's such a big shitty tax on my life behind me. Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's fucking terrible. And it's crazy that legalization. I don't know. I don't like dispensary weed. I never do. It's always. I don't. First of all, I don't like sativa. And secondly, dispensary weed is just, it's fake. Sprayed with the bud hardener and shit. No thanks. My wife brought home this shit the other day that she had gotten for free, I think, because she had went with a friend to the dispensary. And it was literally like, it looked like somebody had painted it with whiteout. It had like this layer of psst, stop it. What are you doing? Again, look at these weirdos that just pop in here and say stupid shit. They must, like, again, you must be a dumbass Israeli. That's all I can think. How can anybody but dumbass pedo Israelis come through here and talk shit? Especially with how poor they are at it. My indoor looks a lot frostier than my indoor, but you're right, outdoors better weed. Yeah, indoor looks different. Indoor looks like it's like the High Times pictures. But see, that's the thing, is like when weed is at its best, it gets past the pretty stage. You know, at some point it gets to this phase where, you know, all the hairs get swallowed up by these little pods full of THC, and, you know, it just becomes like this sort of, almost looks out of focus. But in its sagey, sort of musty, you know, that's what the best weed is. Everything else is just shite. Again, just look at what we're dealing with, guys. How many people... No! Stop it. Stop it. He's being so weird right now. Look at this shit. Again, it's like, you have to love people that are here talking shit about me when, like, you're here. We can't all be fucking, you know, act.il benefactors. We can't all be Team Jorge representatives. It's always so funny to me that, you know, instead of being like, man, this guy thinks we should kill pedos, let's work together and kill. We need to kill pedos. We need to come together as one and make sure we eliminate these pedos and eliminate the Friar control scheme that's committing genocide and, you know, behind Greenland and Venezuela and all that shit. You know, you're seeing it now. This is what I was saying earlier, and I always use my neighbor as an example, but my neighbor was going through like a psilocybin detox where you take a small amount of psilocybin, not acid, but mushroom. It's an extract from mushrooms. But you this is dumb as shit. Fuck, I forgot what I was saying. I was listening to the song. These OKs, the Pete thing, Pete doing this story. Damn, what was I talking about? Sometimes I have short-term memory issues. I don't really know why. I think the whole thing is crazy. I think this Christianity control scheme that they have on everybody is the dam to break. And I don't know if it's, to me it just seems like it's all so obvious. I can't understand why people struggle so hard with it. People claim they're on these journeys to figure themselves out and all this other shit, but they always get stopped on the dumbest shit. Look at this dumbass here. What did he say here? 8 years ago, 54 subscribers. We actually have somebody with subscribers. And yet you can't seemingly address anything being said because you're obsessed with, how do you know my situation? How do you know I don't do something behind the scenes that you don't know about? It's always interesting to me how stupid these people are. I'm too dirty, keep it clean, take your turn. Yeah, don't give a fuck. See, the thing about me is, like, I don't care about you. You guys care about me. You guys care about, every little tiny detail you think you can find. Whereas I'm like, yeah, big picture. Let's look at the bigger picture thing. I don't matter. I'm nothing. 6 viewers, 5 likes, and 2,500 subscribers. Although that don't make no sense. Sorry, I'm looking at. I want to see what happens to this guy. It sounds like a fantastic job, doesn't it? Why would you care about anything in my shit like that? That's the point. I keep trying to talk about how can we unify so we can protect the children around the world and stop the genocide and stop the slavery. And you guys want to talk about dumb shit. You want to act like we're a couple of girls, on a sleepover just before we put on our lingerie and have our pillow fights. Oh my god, like, oh my god, your hair, like, oh my god, your weed, like, oh my god, they're men. It's fucking stupid. Look at this shit. I just don't understand this obsession. I mean, I guess I do, because I'm pretty awesome. I give you that. But it just seems weird for the people that claim they hate me. Strange. And you say, you could ask them what it is, and they always cower. Like, you say, tell me why you hate me so much. Like, give me the good reason. And they go, oh, it's just because it's entertainment. Like, dude, you have the floor. Put me in my place. Never do. Yeah. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. Yeah. Just be grateful I'm not some friar with 8 or 10 kids. Because when it comes to leeching off of society, nobody does it more than they do. But you people don't understand that shit. And again, when you're desperate, you ad hominem, right? When you can't fucking make any arguments about what's being said, you try to ad hominem. And the stupidity behind your argument is just embarrassing. Like, you know, my entire situation is provable and documented, and I don't know how anybody could fake their way through this with as hard as the system is on people like me. But again, outside of that, it's just nothing. It's like, why would anyone come here and go, I would rather talk about you, guy, than how we can kill pedos, than how we can overthrow the friars that control the system and steal so much money from the people. Like lives could be much better if we just cut off Israel.
Religion's the proof the groove isn't straight, and faith isn't just what you make it. If you like to see homos naked, you're faced with a dirty choice. Admit you like boys or scream in a voice that points to your fakery.
It's amazing. And it's like, to me, it's so much evidence. Like this, in my world, evidence is hard to come by, right? Because the narrative is so controlled. You're not going to find documents, Donald Trump saying, we need to put in a bunch of effort to silence Guy Williams because he's one of the few truthers that's actually right about all of it. You're not going to find that shit. But when you look at people like Ian Carroll and Stu Peters and I mean Fuentes to a degree, but you look at so many Bella Margaret and just so Guy Christensen and Lawrence Johnson and just literally I could just keep going and going and going. I just don't know all their names offhand. But all of these people are allowed to have incredible amounts of views, likes, shares. They actually live a pretty good life off of exposing the secrets. And so and all of these people are new in comparison. They don't have a track record of saying the right thing. They started saying the right thing when it was popular to say the right thing. Not when you used to get attacked left and right. And I know that one firsthand. And at the end of the day, I have 4 viewers, 5 likes, 2,500 subscribers, and my shit is throttled like crazy because there's clearly more people here than it says. Just look at the comments. But I get this comment section that can't even address what's being said. Like I say, you look at any of those other truthers out there, most of their comments are supportive, but the ones that aren't seemingly address something said in the video. And it's not like, oh, you slipped up and said, this, like it's, most people don't catch the grammatical shit as is. So that's not it. But people will say things that actually sort of matter, but you never see anything like this shit. Oliver, put your clothes back on, get out of here. Have a good one, man. Be safe. By the way, if you're watching, don't forget to like, share, and sub. They say that it helps. I don't see it, but hey, that's what they say. So. The whole thing is just strange. It really is. It's just strange. People seemingly, like you see all of these people out there that are speaking out, fighting against, unifying. The people that those people I mentioned and so many others, they have huge followings. They have huge view counts. And what's strange too, though, is like, this happens to me all the time when I'm scrolling, watching videos scroll up, watch videos scroll up. It'll show you videos, and you're like, wow, whatever, it picks the video you see. And then you go look at the comments, and you look at the oldest comment, and the video will be from like weeks ago. And so many of those videos will be like, hey, y'all, some shit's about to go on, blah, 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 blah. This is happening, this is happening. And then it'll be 8 weeks later, and I always comment shit like, okay, so we're 8 weeks later, what's happened? Has the thing happened? But all of those people, every single one of them, I can't think of a truther who tells you Christianity is bullshit. It's all a part of their ruse.
Don't do it, cow.
Along with, that it's the friars. Yes, you can blame the entire friar cult, not just individuals, and say, oh, well, I know a couple of friars that are nice to my face, so you can't blame the whole cult. Thaddeus was real big on that one. Where is Thaddeus? It was an interesting few years with Thaddeus, because Thaddeus is the gayest dude you'll ever see in your life. Like if you were going to, put into a computer and be like, all right, make a gay guy. Put all the stereotypes together outside of maybe like one. The muscular guy. But he's older, so when he was younger, he was in good shape. Has health issues and stuff like that. So, it is what it is. But and again, nothing at all negative. Like he's just a very gay man. You would never, ever, 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 ever think that he likes broads. Never. You would, before you even spoke to him, just by the way he carries himself, you would think that's a gay dude. But he's a successful person. Him and his husband are both, reasonably successful men. They have, a nice apartment in New York, so they pay crazy rent. They're literally going on vacation like every couple months or something. But he worked in the business sector. I don't know exactly what he did, but he worked in that sector. And during COVID, they made him get shots in order to maintain a job that he doesn't have anymore anyway. He's moved on anyway. But, Thaddeus is as ego-driven as anyone you'll ever meet. And he is, a guy who, because of his experience in life,
What time is
9:55.
he woke up?
He gonna go back to sleep. That's what he does. He's very, very defensive. He's spent a lifetime being attacked just for existing. And he's a bigger dude, so he's sort of used to getting loud and obnoxious, flamboyant, and that backs off a lot of people. They're attacking each other. But he's not someone that like he's someone that will argue to just because he needs to be right. He even if he knows he's wrong or thinks he might be wrong, he's still gonna argue because he got where he was by not giving in, by standing up. And so we would have these conversations and I would say, look, if I'm wrong, share this live feed and tell your friends to come to the feed and show me what I'm wrong about. We could have a reasonable conversation. Why would you why would they be opposed to that? It's okay for people to be wrong, and how do you can educate people if they're wrong and then they're not wrong anymore. And he would say, oh, I just can't because I'm worried you'll say something about the Holocaust and how you don't believe it. And I'm like, again, even if I don't, like, why would that matter to them? How would their feelings get hurt? How does that work? How does somebody not thinking the way that you think upset you and affect you? Unless they're like, their thoughts are to harm people or to harm children or whatever, then yeah, that's one thing. But for somebody to tell you that I don't believe in this or I don't believe in that, why would that affect you in the slightest? And so, he would always have his excuse. Well, I don't want to hurt, because he had like 2 or 3 Jewish friends. And he didn't want them to get upset. And I'd be like, that, just think about how weird that is, right? Instead of potentially, helping one friend and getting, word out there and discussion happening and all these things that could potentially happen from it, you're worried about a couple of people being offended or upset about what I'm saying, and you let that affect what you do? That just seems so strange to me. That just seems like such a Goyim thing to do, right? And he just gets so mad. You just don't know what you're talking about. You're trying to blame all the people. It's Israel. I don't support Israel. What Israel is doing wrong, but it's not all the. It's not all the friars. It's just Israel. Blah, and I just be like, dude, you're nuts. You're being extremely selfish. Your arrogance is kicking in because somebody is nice to you. You absolve the entire cult and act like the truth isn't the truth just because your friends get mad about it. And then over the next couple weeks, it would be like he would bring some of the things up. He would talk to them about some of the things or some of the shit that Israel's doing or whatever. And he would be shocked and appalled by the way that they would suddenly turn on him. And they would start calling him names and they would start, just saying really horrible things, all because he was asking questions. He wasn't even levying accusations. He was just questioning things. Hey, this crazy person I know got in my ear a little bit. Can you just put that shit to rest? And of course, they said no. They just attacked. And I would imagine he's probably not friends with those same chosen people anymore. Not by his choice. But see, this is that part that's so disgusting to me about all of you. And Quinn O'Flynn or whatever the fuck his name is, all goes, buddy. Quinn something. He's an older guy. He's probably in his 50s, I guess. But he's one of these truthers that has a really, decent reach for just some regular person that somehow says really like inflammatory things, and he doesn't hold back. He definitely doesn't hold back as much as I do. And yet he's allowed to have many thousands of views and large following, might even make some money off the whole thing. Flynn O'Quinn, Quinn O'Flynn, can't remember what his name is. But Algo tags me in a video.
Then I clearly see what appears to be cracks in your story. Then I just
Sorry, I'm trying to get Algo back here. So Algo. Algo says, or Algo tags me in a video of him. And I had already seen his videos before. And I knew like he was saying a lot of the right things, right? But it's a really weird spot because like I'm the one that's been saying these things for years now. For going on a decade, maybe more. And for the longest time, I was the pariah for saying these things. And then suddenly, within the last couple of years, which has to do with October 7th, no doubt, and the subsequent genocide. But, you know, the story came out that Israel is paying influencers $7,000 to $8,000 a month to, you know, post the narrative they want posted. Now, some of them are paid to not talk about Israel, but they also realize that there has to be conversation about Israel because that's what we are talking about. And so they need to be in front of that conversation. You know, so they have to say some negative things, but it's like Don Rickles and Ari Shafir, right? How the negatives they would say about Jews had to do with how rich they were or how smart they were or, you know, shit like that. Like they would play off of that. Those aren't negatives, but they would sort of make it sound like, you know, look, I talk bad about everybody. Same kind of shit. I'm waiting for him to text me the address.
You can call me Puddin'.
Sorry. Fuck, what was I saying? No, you always throw me off. Yeah, you did. You asked me what time to be there, and I know, I'm really sorry.
Let me look inside your fuse box.
But if I go early, then you can have the whole day. You know? Yeah, but you can stay as long as you can, and I'm sure you'll figure out a way to.
She's trying to stagger people.
Look at this shit. Like, who would even say something about that? About Roadkill Renee and Worm Food Alex. That is a fryer. Only the fryers are sick like that, right? Disgusting people. And it's because they're all abused. You create a society full of monsters who benefit from genocide and benefit from, you know, subjugating other people and consider themselves entitled and all of these things through the ritualistic sexual abuse that they all go through. Who cheers for government brutality and overreach? Like they wouldn't do it to you. Exactly. That's the point. Is, you know, there's no way that's who consistently cheers for that, right? Government overreach and you know, brutality. What what group of people, their entire existence is because of brutality, taking by force, entitlement, right? It's just the smelly group think is stinking up this chat. Right, again, like, people thinking is bothering you? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that people thinking too much is bothering you? But notice again, they're not going to say anything. If you don't get the overreach, your disabled neighbors wouldn't get the help they deserve. Right. I mean, again, who says these things? Like, did you ever think you'd see a time when white people would be being shot by pseudo police forces in the streets in front of the world, and white people would be crying, like, would support it? Did you ever think that would happen? It's gotten to the point where they're killing white people, and then they put these bots out here. They put these fake profiles out here to find videos with people talking about shit. And they say those things, and they try to manipulate. They are so much more advanced than we think they are. They're not stupid like that. I mean, they're stupid. They're not creative. What they do is they bring in really smart Goyim and have the Goyim tell them everything they need. Then give the Goyim a nice payoff, and then they implement everything the Goyim said. Renee Good was up to no good. Get over it. Yep, she was up to no good. The last thing she said was, "I'm not mad at you, dude." And the guy, I mean, the whole psyop is just bullshit. I don't, I'm not getting drug into it. Well, it's bullshit in a different way. You're saying it's bullshit one way. I'm saying it's bullshit a different way. I don't buy into it. Now, especially now that you have all of these fake profiles that are flooding the web with, oh, that was a good thing. Yeah, those white people being shot by the fake police is a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing. Like, this is all operation. This is how this works. They've had a long time. Oh, look, we have a pedophile on here. Somebody calling for Trump 2028. If you're a Trump supporter at this point, you're outing yourself, and we get you. Oh, yes, AI clips of the shooting. Shit is fucking insane. Oh, didn't she have a bad track too, right? Oh, man, if somebody has a history, then that means you should kill him. Because all of you fucking weird pedos, you just haven't been caught yet? Is that what it is? If you're a Trump supporter, if you're like, I can assume that if you're an ICE supporter, you're a Trump supporter. They go together, right? And if you're a Trump supporter, then you're gonna either identify as a Christian or you're an IDF, this, that, and the other. But look at these fucking pieces of shit, right? Trump 2028. We have another Buster Hyman. Buster Hyman is saying Trump 2028. Do you need more proof? Do you guys need more proof that it's pedophiles? He calls himself Buster Hyman. Do you know how gross that is? Do you know how disgusting these people are? Do you guys see it? And the thing is, they're proud of it. Remember, dumbass Mackenzie hasn't said it in a while, but they'll say it probably now. They're proud to be pedophiles. They know that, or they think that there's nothing that can happen to them. So now they're not even hiding it anymore. Look at this shit. Look at these disgusting people. With no conviction, you've been to America many times. Acknowledging that you're not here. Even the founding fathers warned about government overreach. The Constitution is protect the people. Buying the government, you lose your rights. I mean, the Constitution is bullshit too. Let's just get that straight. You know, it's all bullshit. The narrative behind the Constitution is bullshit. You know, the idea that slave owners were all like, you know, every man has rights and shit. Come on.
Why have mounds of counter evidence? It's all irrelevant. If you suddenly found
And the Constitution is consistently ripped apart and spit on and thrown, you know, they clearly don't care. The Constitution is something for the people. It's like money, right? It's not about who has the most money. If you print the money, you don't care about the money. The money is the carrot on the stick. And not only is it a stick that's real long, we can't reach the carrot, it also hits us in the head all the time, but we still try to chase that carrot. They provide us the narrative, that's all. And then you have somebody on here trying to be like, why don't you talk about Islam? Because, you know, Islam's the one doing all the bad stuff. Right? All those Muslims in ICE are killing people in the streets, right? Mm-hmm. All those Muslims are committing genocide right now, right? All the Muslims in our government, man, they sure are making things bad for the people. Yeah, let's talk about the Muslims. It's all we've got, though, the Constitution of us. No, it's not all we've got. It's not. We have ourselves. The revolution is all-encompassing. It's not just this or that. And just like everything else, the Constitution, whatever that shit is, whatever, you know,
This is what's going to help change it.
the narrative
All these
behind...
veterans keep coming forward and speaking out against the government. These
I've been
men
saying
have
that
been
the whole time.
indoctrinated To, you know, the government is their father, you know.
I have said the
They're
whole time,
switching it's happening.
I've said the whole time, the key to the revolution is women. Right? Because women are the mothers, the wives, the girlfriends, the sisters, the daughters of the men in the military, in the policing organizations. And the women need to say to these men, hey, listen, if they're going to send you across town, they're going to send you across the country to go round up people just like us in a different place. And while you're doing that, they're going to round us up. So we don't need you to you know, put your guns down. We need you to do a 180 and protect us from the real oppressors. And it's women. Women are the key to this whole thing. Yeah, the Constitution again is it's distraction bullshit for you know, people like you. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. You know, the people that want the best, that are trying to, that are looking for something to grasp onto, the Constitution is there. But there's something called exigent circumstances. And exigent circumstances mean the Constitution is null and void. They can do whatever they want in exigent circumstances. And it goes to show you that it's actually just bullshit. Like, it's all bullshit. You know, I was watching this video today. It's a great video about this guy breaking down the idea of the corporation of the United States of America, and how your social security number, and you know how you have all this money tied up in bonds based in your name, you're with, you know, all this shit. And he said he's been researching it for 5 years, and he's finally sort of figured things out, and then he gives this long, really great video about in 18 this and blah blah blah, and 17 this and blah, you know, giving these historical narratives. And I can't help but ask you, like, when do you stop? Like, how do you decide? It's the same thing with the Bible. When it comes to the Bible, how do you decide which things are meant to be interpreted and which things are to be taken literally? when it comes to history, how do you figure out which parts are fake and which parts are real? What makes you decide that? And I think most people don't really understand that part, right? You know? And especially look at all these dumb Christians on here. They're so stupid they can't actually engage in anything. The stupidity that's going to come out of especially this one's mouth is just it would be comical if it wasn't so commonplace. Open-minded, what's going on? Why not leave the USA if you hated it? If you hated that much. Why not leave USA if you hated that much? Gee, that sounds like somebody that has a firm grasp on the English language, doesn't it?
You know,
You don't like it, then leave. Don't fix it. Don't change it. Leave. That's what America's all about, right?
this is what Trump put out this morning. You know, I've known Jesus for a long time. He often says, Donald Trump, we are really close friends, and my father is happy that you're making America great again.
He's literally mocking you. You get that, right?
It's my favorite country. When he saved my ear from the bullet, he whispered in my ear, the one that was saved and said, the whole world owes you a debt of gratitude for being so Christian and having perfect morals.
Right, he's absolutely mocking how stupid you Christians are.
He's already told us that he's Jewish.
No, yeah. He's agreed to being the first Jewish president in multiple videos. But he hasn't come out and officially said it. And according to the official account, he's not Jewish. But it's like bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. Oh shit.
Well, see, this is after, I don't know if you saw this, but this is after a lot of very prominent clergy members from all different denominations of Christianity have been coming forward saying Trump needs to be stopped. Like they're using really strong language, basically saying we need to get him out of office. So now he's coming back and acting like Jesus talks to him. He's a saint.
I mean, anybody that literally claims that God is talking to them doesn't know their Bible. They haven't even seen Dogma. All you have to do is watch the movie Dogma and it'll explain it to you. Your fucking dumbass human body supposedly can't even withstand the awesome power that is God's voice. Your head would explode. Could leave if you want it, though. Right. So again, because I hate pedophiles and because, the friars control our system, you should leave instead of trying to fix it. That makes so much sense. Hating the current administration doesn't mean you hate America. I do hate America. I hate the idea of America. It's fucking stupid. It's a dumbass ruse. Like the video I was watching today earlier. This is the corporation, the United States of America. America is the corporation, and then the United States is that. Supposed to be a republic, but we are a corporation. And all that shit, it's the truth. I mean, it all has to do with the sovereign stuff and all that. And all that shit is true. That's why there are so many people that do it. They're not just stupid. There's a lot to it. And the bigwigs all take advantage of that shit. That's for damn sure. But it's all just bullshit, man. It's all fucking bullshit. His story, the stage, yes, we are being duped. 2017 he converted. Yeah, that's what they say. And it's like regardless of whether he's irregardless of whether whether or not he's a Christian or a Jew or whatever, he is clearly, his policy is Israel, Jews first, without a shadow of a doubt. And everything he does is to Israel's benefit and to benefit them. And like I always say, Israel isn't even a place. I mean, it's a construct. They tell you, it's just like America. They tell you that this is the invisible line, You cross over this invisible line, you're not in America anymore. You cross over this invisible line, and now people can have free health care. You cross over this invisible line, and those kids don't deserve the same freedoms you do because their parents had sex across the invisible line. You're entitled to much better than they are because of where your parents had sex. The invisible lines are bullshit. And I refuse to sit here and act like the children of Palestine, the children of Yemen, the children of Lebanon, all these Iran, all these countries that are being, attacked by Israel, and these children are being harmed, and these, I'm 47 years old. A good majority of the people are going to be not just younger than me, but significantly younger than me. And none of their lives are less than mine because they were tricked into believing the sky daddy for that region. Pause it again in a second. We're just going to take a closer. Idea of America versus reality of America, always a fight. I mean, it's just bullshit, right? It's just bullshit. It's all about keeping us fighting each other. Like, people always talk about, oh, the one world government. They're trying to take over. They're trying to create a one world government. Didn't COVID show you something?
Nope.
You didn't notice that America, and especially Trump, sort of dictated the COVID narrative? The only ones that didn't play along were Russia.
Drink some bleach.
No, he didn't say drink bleach, you dumb girl. He said inject it. Yes. We need to inject some sort of bleach or disinfectant.
Fucking moron.
The collection of stupid things Trump says or has said, it surpasses, everything Bush Jr. ever said by far.
Oh, I almost kicked Joe out of my car yesterday.
Trump is so unbelievably dumb. And he appeals to the unbelievably dumb.
Yeah.
So Joe is an actual Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
well,
one.
Not like actual Trump supporter. He just thinks that he doesn't trust any of them, but, trust the process. Just, see where we're at in 3 more years.
But you didn't say that.
I guarantee you it's getting better.
But you didn't say that for anybody else. Nobody else gets that cushion, right? The sun never set on the British Empire. And there's that Treaty of 1773, whatever the fuck it is. I don't remember. I don't remember. When it comes to... So I'm at this point where I don't trust any of it. So it's really weird because normally I would say I don't trust anything we're told from like 1940 and back. But, the Pentagon was built from 1941, September 11, 1941. Yes, the 60th anniversary. To January of 1943. So just like 15, 16 months, including planning. It took them a year to repair it when 9/11 happened. That was one little section. And they supposedly built the whole thing, all fucking 7 stories, 2 below ground, 5 above. All of that shit was built in 16 months because, there wasn't the red tape there is now. And they were in wartime. They had 15,000 workers working round the clock. Yet, the only construction photos are locked away in the Smithsonian so nobody can see them. What? So normally I would think, this reset thing, whatever we're talking about, happened earlier. And, my grandmother was said to be born in 29. My grandfather was born in like 18 or 19. Angela's family's that old as well, or were. And yet, what do we know? What can we actually say? Like, I'm telling you, when I spoke to my grandmother, and it was a real casual conversation. It wasn't like, she's not conspiracy person at all. But she had brought up that her father was born in 1890. And I was just like, wow, that's fucking incredible. And I asked her, did he ever go to see any of the World's Fairs that were everywhere? And she said, no, capital letters and 3 exclamation points. And she doesn't do that shit.
Who is this?
Grandma. So it was like, it was a weird, like, emphatic, no. And she said it was all they could do to find something to eat each day. They did not have time or energy to be able to go, check out the World's Fair for a couple of days. And I just,
for rich people.
But it wasn't, according to the narrative. According to the narrative, they had, millions of people that came through in this 6-month period or 1 year. And it works out to be thousands, hundreds of thousands of people per day sometimes. Like, the numbers just don't make sense. And of course, when you're telling me that thousands and thousands of people are visiting your thing every day, my first question is always like, how'd they get there? Where'd they park? Did they park? Did they have a big parking lot for horses? And people just parked their horses and, how did that work out? Anyway, I got off track here. We were talking about Abraham. The Abraham cycle unfolds as a narrative of mounting tension centered around the conflict between God's promise that Abram would father a lineage and become the ancestor of numerous nations, and a succession of crises, yeah, that's what I meant to say, crises that jeopardize this divine commitment. I just love that idea that the God of the universe had a commitment to a human. The storytelling method used here is the obstacle story, a literary device renowned for its enduring and universal popularity across cultures and eras. The obstacle story. The Abraham cycle is not structured by a unified plot centered on a conflict and its resolution, or a problem and its solution. The episodes are often loosely linked, and the sequences are not always logical. But it is unified by the presence of Abraham himself as either actor or witness, and by the themes of posterity and land. These themes form narrative programs set out in Genesis 11:27 through 31, concerning the sterility of Sarah, and Genesis 12:1-3, in which Abraham is ordered to leave the land of his birth for the land God will show him. Terah, the 9th descent from Noah. Remember, it's all connected. It's all incestual. The 9th descendant of Noah was the father of Abram, Nahor, Haran, and Sarah. Wait, what? Haran was the father of Lot, who was Abraham's nephew. Lot, the guy that you know, that offered his virgin daughters to the angels so they would, or to the rape mob so they wouldn't rape the angels, and then made babies with those two girls. One of which is the Moabites, which the Nation of Islam and other black religions, they consider the foundation of black people was the Moabites, the offspring of 90-something-year-old Lot getting super drunk and then having sex with his own daughters. That is like the worst story for sure. That's the worst story in the Bible. Promised being Exodus, but that one's the worst, I think. Right. If I'm wrong about this stuff, why are religious people mad at me for reading this stuff? The family lived in Ur of the Chaldees. Haran died there. Haran died there. Abram married Sarah, his sister? Is this the same sister? I mean, is this the same Sarah? Sarah is a biblical matriarch, prophet, and figure of the Abrahamic religions, while different Abrahamic faiths portray her differently. Judaism, Christianity depict her as a character similarity as that of a pious woman renowned for hospitality and beauty, the wife of Abraham. Holy fuck! The father of the Jewish people married his sister. His direct blood sister.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why would I talk about Chernobyl, you goofus? Like fake stories, huh? So understand that these God's chosen people, right? These arrogant, entitled, genocidal, pedophile fucking cult members walk around portraying themselves as higher than everyone else. And the founding member of their belief structure married his fucking sister. And they were in their like 90s when God, allowed her to get pregnant by him. And Ishmael came from that. 90-year-olds. And the thing is, the Bible, like, you'll say, oh, people didn't age the same way. No, they did. The people like Lot, people like Abram will say, hey, dude, I'm like 90. I can't have kids. And God will be like, don't worry, you're going to have a kid. So it's like the way they again, this that they just didn't figure out is they say these people live to be like 800 and 20 years of age or whatever. Well, but they age normally. So imagine what puddles of shit they look like after 800 years. I mean, have you ever seen what a 100-year-old person looks like? I just got the address. All right. Oh shit. Alright. So fucking Paul with all of his fucking problems. Oh. Sorry guys, you gotta work with me here. Sorry.
How did you apply? Call for information, got an application, filled it out, sent it back. It took a few minutes. And look at this. They sent me this free beneficiary planner just for home. I filled in all my important information.
Crazy.
Now my kids will have everything they need in one place.
Ready to learn more? Call for free information and your free gift.
Comes with a 30-day money back guarantee.
For your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-656-9100. There's no obligation. 1-800-656-9100. Call now.
That's why camel's poop is good. What? Most centurions don't look too great. No. So imagine what they would look like times 8. Oh, it's just so stupid. Not sure how many idiots have died thinking this book is true. Well, you know, I it's like, okay, so you have to be an idiot, no doubt about it. Doesn't mean you are an idiot, but when you believe in stupid, idiotic things, and then you repeat those stupid, idiotic things, it makes you look like an idiot. And so it's this weird thing where, like, at the end of the day, most Christians sort of, they want the best. You know, they're like, they have the best intentions in mind, I guess. But they you know, they're just misguided, and they're brainwashed. And they've been brainwashed since they were literally born, like, you know, right as their eyes are beginning to work in a lot of cases. Some of the first images that their little brains see are their parents, you know, making crosses and shit over their heads, and you know, showing them religious, you know, symbols and shit like that. And then there's these significant events that are done to you, or, you know, whether it's your vicious circumcision, or it's the, you know, your baptism, or whatever. These events have, you know, you might not remember them, but they have a significant impact on you as a little child. You know, you're everybody's paying attention to you. There's all this pomp and circumstance. There's beauty. You're surrounded by beauty that can't be explained. You know, you're in one of these churches that just doesn't fit the narrative, And in no other situation will you see something along those lines. Like in your everyday, regular, normal person life, you're not inside grand palace buildings. And yet, as a baby, and then at certain times throughout your life, as long as you play by the rules and say the rituals and all that, the whole place will, that whole beautiful place and all those people, they'll all revolve around you for a period of time, as long as you play by the rules. You gotta eat that fake body, drink that fake blood. You're a kid, so if you take a reasonable gulp of that shit, you might even catch a little bit of a buzz from it. And then you're like, I felt the Holy Ghost. It's the truth. You know, the thing about everything I say is, again, if I'm wrong, then why would it bother you? You're disrespecting me. How am I disrespecting you? If I'm wrong, then what do you care? Would you get mad at me? It looks good. Would you get mad at me if I told you that you had, snake hair? Your hair looked like snakes? Your hair looks like it's snakes, and you look like you're 25 feet tall. And can you talk for a minute? I gotta go pee.
Pay. Why sure. Oh. Craziness. This world is fucking crazy. Crazy. So, I am not a makeup wearer. However, I'm trying to find little ways to brighten my spirits and focus a little more on some self-care. So, I got a bunch of new makeup and I have been playing with it. So that's what I am doing right now. Playing with some makeup. Oh my goodness. That was fast.
That's what she said.
Was there a child occupying the bathroom and you could not go?
No.
Oh.
I just had to go pee.
Yeah, well.
I'm not you. This pees for an hour. My wife literally has to flush 2 times when she's
You're
peeing.
so full of shit.
Well, you're so full of this. Twice, or else it'll leak out of the sides. Because it comes out so fast, the toilet can't even compensate.
Crazy.
Just it sounds like you turned on the bathtub. Whoa. Hey there. No running. Cats are feisty today. Ow. I sure don't want to do this right now. Going to buy drugs, guys. You know me, anytime I say I'm going to buy something or sell something, I'm secretly buying and selling drugs. Just don't tell anybody, okay? Ugh.
See that? Where you going?
Oh, my girlfriend. Love you, buddy. Oh, hello, Turdy Squirty. Hi.
You need to pet Turtle before you leave.
Well, she needs attention.
I bet you, Dad. So, while I was sleeping, Turtle apparently crawled up into my armpit. She was tickling my armpit.
That's so cute. She was cold. See you, bud. You're the man of the house. Take care of things. Kids out here to do the thing and stuff and junk. I gotta get out here to clean the fucking snow up. God damn it. Right over. Oh. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to read, even though I have a driver. Reading in the car makes me sick, so I'm not going to be reading much in the car. We can talk about Jesus all day and all night. We can talk about Jesus until we get it right.
We can do the impossible. We do it every day. The things once thought illogical we prove and prove away. The lines we saw as nautical are now redrawn in space. Evolutions.
All right. Gotta take advantage of being in the car. Yeah, switch around here. What's going on there? Yeah, reroute. You dumb girl. All right.
I just want you to know, I believe you. Whatever you conclude you can or can't do, I repeat. The listener who's listening to the colors flutter from their speaker. The seeker reaching for someone.
Oh, baby.
Folded cards too hard to be solved. Come across greener grass, past the last tangible.
Isn't it crazy? I'm down to 2 viewers. 8 likes, 2 viewers. Should I reset? I should probably reset. What do you guys think? I might as well just reset real quick. Hope you guys join me.
Where you build it, your truffles are gilded. You just have